sure if what I'm doing is like community organizing, but more so like graphic advocacy maybe. Some things that I'm in the works in right now are some journalism comics about Afro-Salvadoran identity and feelings about that. And I'm so excited that I'm going to be interviewing like two Afro-Salvadorans who are like doing amazing work already, building platforms like on Twitter and IG to create a lot of representation for Central Americans across the board, and a queer Afro-Salvi artist who is also doing like amazing work and advocacy work back in the motherland. And again, using comics again to bring just more visibility for identities that resonate with me and I care about, like non-binary folks, and using comics journalism as a place where I want to show love for folks who don't always get to have, again, this representation that is seen in comics, or it's not a very popular thing to talk about in comics. But that's changing though, slowly but surely. But I hope to get a little bit more involved in the community, whether that be through some organizing platform with some friends and other like kin, through BLMP, which is short for Black LGBTQ Migrant Project. Everybody follow them on Instagram and Twitter. They're amazing folks. Reach out to them eventually to see how we can kind of create this visual platform for them via comics, see what that looks like. But in the meantime, just like fostering like friendships, because I sometimes feel like a recluse when I'm making comics.
Directly after this.
And
I totally get that.
And I totally resonate with like the human interacting thing, like that's weird. No. Sometimes I feel like an alien when I'm like trying to meet new people and I'm like, oh. Sorry, whoever you are, it's been a while. And going back to what David was talking about, just fostering and creating and developing that community that you're already building with, whether that be like your blood family or chosen family. And for me, it's anybody who's like a Black and brown artist. They might not be in comics, they might be doing poetry, or they're like, my best friend who's like a shrink, I go to her, I don't pay her unfortunately, but people who are already doing amazing work and who, just remind me like, it's okay to like cry, it's okay to like be alone, but it's okay to like, be like deep in your insecurities and make you feel less crazy about what you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for speaking really openly and candidly about your experience. I'm really grateful to all of you for the work that you do. And I know that we're at time. I don't know if we're allowed to take a few questions, but maybe we could take a couple questions. Does anybody have one? Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, my name is Gianna, pronouns they, them, theirs, and I am super interested in comics, and I usually read like comics that have queer folks and like Black and brown and like women of color exclusively. And I guess my question is like, what advice do y'all have for someone who is interested in producing? Because I actually have a goal to write a comic, but I'm not sure where to start.
One more time, I'm sorry. Clear the people in the back of the ear, I'm sorry. One more time.
My question is, as someone who is interested in comics, specifically with women of color and Black and brown folks, and queer folks, like queer identities, what advice do you have for someone who wants to start their own comic?
Start.
Yeah, just do it. All of us are, are part of the zine community, and like and that's not even counting the like webcomics, for instance. Like there is like no barrier anymore. there are no gatekeepers when it comes to telling your story. Like, you can get your work out there to millions of people on the internet. Or, you know, if you want to have a printed comic, you can do that. We have printers. You can, if you don't have a printer at home, you have Kinko's. Or if you're in college, you can go to your school and print from your school printers. And even if it's just 10 copies, that's 10 copies of something that someone's going to be able to read of your work. And it's pretty cool. So.
No, I'd say keep coming to stuff like this and even smaller shows where you can meet people. And if you're intimidated to do it alone, like build that community and collaborate with people, because people are always willing to work with you. Yeah, keep coming to stuff like this and you meet other artists or writers and you know, build with somebody, build that community for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. You can just go, like, if you aren't 100% sure where to go, you can join a Facebook group for beginning comic book artists. I'm a part of a couple of groups for, you know, writers, just because I don't know where to start with writing, and it's been so helpful, like, just to kind of get it together, production and all that stuff. So yeah, that was it.
We have one question right here.
Hi, thank you so much. You're all amazing, and I appreciate all the insight that you're sharing. Thank you for just representing and being there, because you inspire so many of us. My question, or we just need some advice. I resonated with that comment about not being an illustrator, so not feeling competent to start a comic book, for example. How would you advise somebody who just has maybe the ideas, the poetry, but needs the illustration? Where would we start? I know you said a Facebook group. Maybe
I would start with a Facebook group.
Yeah.
The reason is artist.
Yes.
Just because I'm into a comic shop now, my own comic, I want to get another artist to help me out with that.
Yes.
And just going to a Facebook group, you'll have artists who post, and they'll post their page rate. You can do writers for artists, and then you can find somebody that you like.
Okay.
I'm in contact with at least 3 artists who I just went past in my feed, and I was like, oh, this person's great. Messaged them. They're like, I'm out of a contract. They're like $60 page rate, or maybe $125. Whatever your budget is, you can find someone within your budget and to your liking. I would recommend Facebook 1,000%.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Let's hear one more question. One final question. Anywhere? No line?
Right there, young man, do you have a comment?
Oh, what you get?
Hi. So a lot of us come from communities where the storytelling and artistic process is more of a community work and less of an individualistic work. And I have respect for both, but I struggle, and I think I try to pitch a lot casually in conversation, like, we should be working, like, is there time and space for us to like center each other, prioritize each other, to actually like create stories together? And I find that my pitch, it doesn't work to me, because a lot of my pitches don't really work, but I'm curious what are like specific phrases that have like actually like worked for you to do collaborative storytelling work in this format.